In this video, I'm going to cover the second part of troubleshooting, and that's when you inspect the web form, but the eye tracker fields are not being populated. So usually it's because the eye tracker tracking snippet has not been installed on your website, and then other times I've seen it where people are trying to use eye tracker, but the web form that they have on their site is not an Infusionsoft web form, it's something else. So eye tracker doesn't recognize the form. And then sometimes there's JavaScript errors that cause eye tracker to not work because those JavaScript errors are unrelated, but the way that JavaScript works, it just breaks other things sometimes. So let me show you a demo of this, and that's where right now I don't have my eye tracker stuff enabled, and if I inspect the web form that I have, I don't see any of the tracking fields. And be careful because sometimes the tracking fields can linger inside this, so you might have to expand the fields at times. But to figure out if eye tracker is installed on your site, log into the member section and copy your license key. And then go to the form or the page that's in question and right click and then do view page source. And then do Control F for find, paste in your license key and see if you can find the eye tracker snippet on your page. In this case, I can't. So that's why when I inspect the form, the tracking fields are not added to to the web form. So there is no tracking data that's on here. Even though everything else is set up correctly, this is not set up right. So let me just paste my license key in here and save it, and then refresh, and then I'll re-inspect the form. And so now the tracking fields are added. So that's a case where the tracking snippet is just not on your page. The other issues I've seen is the web form is just not an Infusionsoft web form, and I'll show you what that would look like. So we know that eye tracker is enabled, the form is on here, everything's working right, but let me just remove these fields and also redirect this action set to, like, I don't know, aweber.com. And so now all this is just a form with first name and email that's posting to Aweber. So if I view this page and inspect this web form, there's no tracking data. And that's because eye tracker has no idea that this is an Infusionsoft web form. So it's just not going to work. So that's the other issue that I see. And then of course there's unrelated JavaScript errors. You kind of have to be a programmer to figure that one out, but if you inspect the form and you go to your console and there's a whole bunch of JavaScript errors, that might be the issue. Sometimes certain errors don't really affect it, but at times some errors do. So that's kind of, I don't know, sometimes that could be a problem, sometimes it couldn't. So I don't really know what to tell you on that. If you're not a programmer, it's kind of hard to figure that one out, but feel free to contact us and just send us a link to a page, and then we'll check it out for you if you want. But